It was love that got him into all this. It was perhaps after he had carried his cross the length of what we now call the Via Dolorosa, the way of suffering. Perhaps after he had stumbled and fallen heavily under the weight of his burden, and after a stranger from out of town was enlisted to bear the cross. It was after he, a few convicts, Roman guards and the obligatory crowd of spectators had passed the city limits and begun the climb to Golgotha. It was then, perhaps. It was, I think, when the cross was laid on the ground and he stretched out on it so nails could be hammered through his flesh and into the tough Judean wood. Yes, it was then, I'm sure of it, when his head dropped to one side and he squinted as blood ran across his eyelids, blood that could be traced to the gashes made by a crown of thorns. And then the perhapses end. The guessing ceases. For then we know that those innocent eyes of his caught sight of faces in the crowd. One or two, or perhaps a handful, were full of sorrow. Many simply curious, or expectant like an audience before a show, or ambivalent as those soldiers would have been, simply doing their day job. And a few faces, no, more than a few, full of hatred and spite and violence. We know that as he looked, he found enough breath to say, "Father, forgive them. They have no idea what they are doing." We know that. And we know that somehow, 2 millennia later, we are in the crowd, curious, ambivalent, maybe expectant, and perhaps angry. Still, he said it. We know that. And now, what will we do with that kind of love?